Hello and welcome to this funny tutorial. And we are going to sketch a little mouse who is peeping out of a boot. And this mouse was stealing some peanuts and he's just a little house mouse and just strolling around in your house or apartment. Well, I just love it, and what I do is I start out with the sole of the boot, and what is very nice is that you can just look underneath, so you can see the profile of the boot, and straight in front of the boot there are some peanuts. Now this is just a sketch, and I'm using the charcoal pencil and the Army newsprint paper. That's it's a simple newsprint paper, very cheap and ideal for sketching out ideas if you want to make an official drawing out of it or something like that. I first always start out with a little sketch in charcoal. And this is the left side of the boot, and it's smart to first start out with the heel of that particular boot, so then later on you know where to place the mouse. What I also keep in mind is the direction of the light, and in this case the light is coming from the right side, so the left side of the boot and the left side of the mouse are covered in shadow. Well, now I know where the shaft of the boot is. I can position the mouse, and I can see where his nose is. And maybe if you want to draw along with me the real-time process, you can find that on my Patreon page. So you're very happy or very welcome to join me there. And there are hundreds of movies there, and you can just draw along with me with all kinds of subjects. Now this mouse is peeping his head out of the boot, and what you can see are the quite huge ears. They're like the Mickey Mouse ears, if you want. And on the right side you can just see the upper top of that ear. And they're quite big. Now, because of the shadow on the left side of the mouse, it seems like the left eye is bigger than the right eye. Now this is just because of the light fall. So, but I will draw the left eye a little bit bigger than the right eye because of, the special effect of the light. And the inside of the boot, of course, has a lot of shadow too. So I simply put in a layer of gray to point out that the boot is hollow inside, and in that way there is space for the mouse to sit in. And of course the left side of his face is covered in shadow, and you can see dark round lines around the left eye that makes it appear bigger than the right eye. There's also a little bit of shadow on the inside of the right ear. So I also put in a layer of gray and maybe position this eye a little bit higher. You can always shift your drawing around simple with an eraser. The charcoal is quite easy to erase. So this is the side of the head with the little hairs. And once I'm happy with where everything is standing, then I simply go over my drawing again with a second layer of charcoal. For instance, right underneath the boot, the shadows are quite dark, and the left side of the head is all covered in shadow, so I simply put in an extra layer of charcoal. Now the tip of the nose is quite dark, and the chin is also a little bit in the shadow, and then just underneath the chin there is a shadow tool, and by placing the shadow underneath the chin will pop out a little bit better. The right side of the boot also is has a very dark shadow, so here you can see the right side. And for the laces I just, well, use my imagination. I'm not making a real copy of the photo. It's just well, a reference picture, and I do my own thing with it. Now if you go too dark, you can always use a pencil eraser or another eraser to brighten parts up again. But the left side of the boot is covered really in a dark shadow. So I put another layer of charcoal on the left side of the boot. Now what is also nice, and here I am, well, drawing from imagination again. It is nice to place the boot in the corner of a room, for instance. So here's some wood on the side, and then this is the dividing line between the left wall and the right wall. Now this is giving my boot and the mouse a place on the drawing paper. And what I also imagine is to see a little bit of profile on the soles of the shoe. So I exaggerate that a little bit. And well, mouses have those tiny little hairs that go around the nose. So they can also in the dark, well, feel for food and stuff. They are very, very tender, and they can sniff around with them. And this is my shadow underneath the boot. So shadows always give your drawing a bit of a 3D feel, so that's very nice to apply in your drawings. Same goes for a little bit of extra shadow underneath the little peanuts in the front. And what you can also do, of course, is well, draw in some kind of a floor effect by placing in some diagonal lines. So here I'm well, doing my own thing with them again, so different than the picture. I just well, I just play around a little bit with the laces and the floor, and I put in a little bit of walls in them. And then I have quite a nice sketch that I can, well, work further from. So a little bit lighter around the nose, and my drawing is done. A nice sketch for a nice idea, maybe. Maybe you want to draw along. Then, of course, you can also find me on Patreon. But I'm sure, well, with these tips, you can also draw a nice little mouse in the shoe. Thank you for watching, and see you again soon.